Welcome to Paleo-Profiles, where the goal is to educate you on different species of prehistoric animal from the Mesozoic and maybe even feature some creatures from the Paleozoic and Cenozoic. And I won't be doing this alone. For every video, my aim is to have one of my fellow friends and colleagues from the one and only JPOG Squad assist in said education. The first creature on this list is none other than Carcharodontosaurus. I was made aware of this animal's existence in the game Warpath Jurassic Park, a favorite from my childhood because it was the only Jurassic Park fighting game, and to my knowledge, it still is. Carcharodontosaurus is also my favorite dinosaur name, as it just rolls off the tongue and sounds rather regal in my opinion, which adds to the dinosaur's streamlined yet massive figure. However, I'm not the only one fond of this specimen of prehistoric megafauna. I am joined by fellow YouTuber and friend as well as dinosaur enthusiast, the Knight of Green. If you remember, he assisted me on the brief but detailed educational video, Major Clay Park, where we went over the various family groups that certain dinosaurs came from and the evolutionary traits each family evolved to have. He is also a paleontologist as well, so why not check out his channel and content? The link will be in the description below and the video card above. Now, I'm going to step to the side for a moment so he can get you further acquainted with today's subject.
What up, y'all? Video game, martial arts, and dinosaur content creator, the Knight of Green here with a collab video with King Ghidorah. So, I was asked to help with this video on Carcharodontosaurus because it is by far my favorite dinosaur. The big reason for this is the fact that I am definitely a sucker for the large T-Rex or larger size theropods, as well as the fact that this dinosaur appeared in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, where I felt that was where it imprinted on me. I'm definitely glad it's in JWE, though the design's a little bit not what I expected, but you know, at least it's in the game, right? So one thing I really do like about this dinosaur is the fact that it is named after sharks, so that's definitely a cool thing. I like sharks as well. And the fact that it is a contemporary with Spinosaur, so just thinking about large dinosaur clashes, it is definitely possible that this guy could have been fighting with Spinosaurs. Carcharodontosaurus is a genus of carnivorous carcharodontosaurid dinosaur that existed during the Cenomanian stage of the mid-Cretaceous period in northern Africa. It is currently known to include two species, C. saharicus and C. ijudensis, which are among the larger theropods, nearly as large or even larger than Tyrannosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and Spinosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus is named after the shark genus Carcharodon, and the Greek translation for odon meaning teeth, and the suffix saurus meaning lizard. The Cenomanian stage at which it lived in is one of the oldest or early stages of the late Cretaceous epoch, or era, that lasted from 100 million years ago to 93 million years ago. The first fossil material belonging to Carcharodontosaurus were discovered in 1924 in the continental interclare of Algeria. It is a formation in Africa whose strata goes as far back as the Carboniferous era and extends to the Cretaceous. The fossils that were discovered here were thought to belong to a new taxon dubbed Megalosaurus saharicus, before being later recategorized as a subgenus of Dryptosaurus. It wasn't until 1931 when Ernst Stromer would come across the remains of a partial skull and skeleton that consisted of teeth, vertebrae, claws, and assorted hip and leg bones that were originally discovered in 1914 in the Baharia Formation in Egypt. The Baharia Formation dates as far back as the Cenomian age of the Cretaceous and was home to several known species of dinosaurs such as Paralotitan, Dryptosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Bahariasaurus, and Spinosaurus. It was the teeth of this dinosaur to erect the genus named Carcharodontosaurus because of how strongly they resembled the teeth of the great white shark. The fossils reviewed by Stromer would sadly be destroyed during World War II in 1944. However, a new, more complete skull would be discovered in 1995 in the Kemkem beds of Morocco, Africa, by Paul Sereno near the locality where the first teeth were found. The Kemkim beds, like the Paharia Formation, date back as far as the Cretaceous period and have notable dinosaur discoveries such as Ornithoceras, Deltadromeus, Rabachisaurus, Spinosaurus, and Carcharodontosaurus. The discovery led Serrano to class the Carcharodontosaurus as a neotype. A neotype is a specimen selected to serve as a single-type specimen when the original holotype has been lost or destroyed, or if the original author never cited a specimen. They would describe this new specimen as Carcharodontosaurus idiodensis, which would differ from C. saharicus in the aspects of their maxilla and brain cases.
Carcharodontosaurus belongs to the family group Carcharodontosauridae, which are known to have some of the longest and heaviest carnivorous dinosaurs known to date. Known members of this family group are Giganotosaurus, Mapusaurus, Acrocanthosaurus, and Tyrannotitan. Estimates put Carcharodontosaurus at 12 to 13.3 meters, which is about 39 to 44 feet, and weighing in anywhere from 6.2 to 15.1 metric tons. It possessed a skull that was almost 5 feet in length and serrated teeth nearly 8 inches long. Interestingly enough, Carcharodontosaurus is actually closely related to Allosaurus, with Paul Sereno defining the group Carcharodontosauridae as a clade consisting of Carcharodontosaurus and all species closer to it than Allosaurus, Sinraptor, Monolophosaurus, and Cryolophosaurus, thus effectively making this clade outside that of the clade Allosauridae. But looking at things like their skulls, it's easy to see how Allosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus would be related. Carcharodontosaurus has short arms, but still longer than those of T-Rex, which had 3 claw fingers that could have possibly been used to either hold on to larger prey or dispatch smaller ones, or even a possibility of both. It possessed muscular hind legs that allowed it to move fast for an animal of its size. It is speculated that Carcharodontosaurus could run up to speeds of 20 miles an hour. Its olfactory bulb is said to rival that of T-Rex, giving it an extraordinary sense of smell as well as a great sense of hearing. However, unlike T-Rex, the eyes of Carcharodontosaurus were on the sides of its skull instead of forward-facing, so it lacked binocular vision. Despite its size and strength, Carcharodontosaurus, however, lacked what would be deemed a sufficient bite force for an animal its size. It's been estimated that its bite force was no more than 3,000 pounds per square inch, just short of the saltwater crocodile, who has a bite force of 3,700 pounds per square inch, making it the animal with the strongest bite force in the modern era. That's powerful, but don't get me wrong, just not for a dinosaur the size of Carcharodontosaurus. In the areas it inhabited, prey would have been abundant, from species of iguanodons like Ouranosaurus to sauropods like the previously mentioned Paleo-Titan, and may have even worked in groups to take down such large prey. Its large size would have helped in scavenging prey from smaller carnivores as well. The environment it lived in would have been a very different place. The area its fossils were discovered today is known as the Sahara Desert, but going back 95 million years, the geological aspect was very different. North Africa was split by a massive inland sea, and the areas occupied by Carcharodontosaurus would resemble the deltas of northern Australia, almost being akin to a mangrove forest, just without the mangroves as they hadn't evolved yet. This type of environment would make it suitable to cohabitate with its neighboring carnivore Spinosaurus, as both would have filled 2 very different niches, resulting in little to no confrontation.
Carcharodontosaurus has been featured in several forms of media. Some games such as Jurassic Park Warpath, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and Jurassic World Evolution represents this species. Shows and documentaries such as Dinosaur King, Primal and Planet Dinosaur also has this dinosaur, but it is incorrectly stated to have lived in South America. Despite its popularity, there is not much known about Carcharodontosaurus. Even of the formations its remains has been found in, the Kemkim beds isn't as studied as other formations like Hell Creek or the Morrison formations. This lack of knowledge of the animal is what led to many debates on the creature among paleontologists today. One can hope that future visits to the dig sites will result in more fossil evidence to answer the many questions that have been posed towards such an amazing specimen.
I'd like to once again thank the Knight of Green for coming on to help me with the very first episode of Paleo-Profiles. I hope you found this episode as enjoyable as it was informative. Don't forget to drop by his channel and subscribe to his content where you can learn some interesting things there as well. I also haven't forgotten about the poll, in which I asked what video using JWE I should work on, and the winning vote was the story of Jurassic World Evolution. I'm glad you all have been enjoying it, and by the time this is posted, I will have begun my work on said episode. Next episode will be on another African carnivore, the Spinosaurus.